The church recognizes the importance of family. The sociologists will tell you that the family is a small community, it's a small society. That is because the family is the foundation of any society. In fact, the entire world is resting on the family. And once the family is destroyed, then society cannot stand. And that is why, because of the importance, and that is why someone like Gugni, MD, 1983 said, a society is nothing but an aggregate of families which live together and cooperate with one another in order to do what? To ensure their own survival and growth. This close relation which bind together family and society is the reason why throughout the ages civil authorities have concerned themselves with marriage, determining its rights and duties, and establishing sanctions and against what? Aggressions or aggressors. Why is this so? Because if the government did not regulate that, people will see family as something that anybody can come in and do whatever he or she likes. And that is why the church, recognizing the fact that the family is a small church, it also has its rules, regulations, as to how one will go in and how one will live that life of family life. It is very, very important. So the family has been seen to be very, very important. But one thing we must take note, if a husband and wife have not come together to get married, a family life cannot be established. A family life cannot be established. So you'll find out that within the family, we have the teachings and learnings in the church are put into practice. Whatever we learn in the church as a people of God, it is from the family it is put into practice. And that is why the church does not play with family life. We also discover that a true family life must replicate the image of God. God is love. So love is the first thing to be experienced in family life. And that is why the church says that a man and a woman coming together must be seen to have loved themselves. That must be the basis on which two persons are coming together. Because love is what will make them to live together till death do them part. And so it must be a family that cherishes love. It must be a family that is tender looking, ever ready to forgive, and at the same time be merciful, and be fair in dealings with one another. Because it is what has been experienced in family life, the virtues that have been experienced in family life, it is what translates into the general society. And if you have bad families, within a society, what you will end up getting is bad society. In the same way, if the families that make up a parish church are bad, it also affects the image of that parish. And so, each Christian family must have high moral standard. And for it to have high moral standard, the husband and wife, who are the heads of the family, who are the initiator of the individual families, must also be seen to be morally upright. Because it is from the husband and wife, who are the mother and father of the children, that the children will borrow, live from. And so, it must be a family where generosity is very, very much in practice. Where sacrifice can be made. The husband and wife will be ready to sacrifice for each other in order that family life will be able to exist well. It must be a family where the husband and wife will be able to let go for the children to be able to have enough, especially in the time of scarcity. It must be a family where, okay, the man looking at what is available, he say, okay, go ahead. I will make do later. It's a family that sacrifice is seen to be what? To be experienced. The family must be a little school, because the first school the children will attend is a family established by a man and a woman. It is from the family the children first learn. Before your children will experience me as your catechist, then they must have experienced what you are doing in your house. Take note, you don't have a board where you discuss topics. What you do, you act out whatever behavior you have. So from those behaviors you are acting in the house, that is where your children learn from you. These are the important things that you must take note of, and we cannot run away from it. A family must be a recreation center where the father and mother leave in the morning to go to work, to go to the market, business, whatever they do, and be able to retire in the evening to come and rest their heads. Be able to reconcile issues again. The following morning, they begin to go for a new day life. It must be a family where children leave to go to school or to go and learn work. But what now happens? At the end of the day, they come back home. And if a family does not look like a recreation center, for example, those children who are at the kindergarten or primary or secondary school level, remember they give them assignment. They come back home to do it. If the house is not conducive for them, there will be no way they'll be able to do such assignments. And if the families are always in an irreconcilatory situation, there is no way they will be able to attend to their children, to be able to find out whether they are doing well or if they have areas they need to correct them. And so, the family must be a family where love is experienced. It is very, very important we take note of that. A family where they can bear trials, they can bear sufferings, they can even enjoy their personal, group, or family progress. That is what a family life is. A family where the man is ready to cooperate with the woman is ready to cooperate with the man. That is family. Now, a family is, like the Catholic Church sees it, is a family where you have opportunity to pray regularly, to study the Bible regularly. The scriptures is important because this is what makes families to grow. Where the man who is the head of the home and the father is also the head of the local church, which is the family. Then the woman is seen as the body of Christ, the children as members of the bodies of Christ. That is why it is established as a local church. A church to the bigger church. And where is the bigger church? Where we are seated today. And that is how it is organized. If the husband and wife are not propelling their family life well, they cannot help the church to grow. Because if the church must grow, the family must also be ready to play their part. And that is why when we are discussing the sacrament of matrimony and sacrament of holy order, we always say, and the church teaches, that those in matrimony and those in holy order are complementing each other's effort to be able to do what? To be able to bring up the people of God. We must take note of that, and we cannot run away from it. And so, the family automatically becomes a role model for the general society, because it is expected that other adults, other families are expected to emulate us who are Christian families. And that is why the church is taking time to prepare you, to launch you into the art. Just as the civil society, through its various authorities, make rules to regulate marriage life, so the church also does that. Because marriage is not created by man. Marriage is created by who? By God himself. And because it's created by God, and that is why the church regulates it, it's not something that will just jump in and jump out. We must take note of that. So it must be an avenue for evangelization. It must be an avenue for evangelism. Families must behave, act in a way that people around them begin to learn from them. Begin to behave like them. Begin to behave like the children of the family. Begin to behave like the husband and wife who are the heads of the family. We must not run away from that. Husband and wife must be submissive to each other. For St. Paul tells us that when husband and wife are submitted to each other, it is in reverence to who? To Jesus Christ himself, not to man. And when the husband and wife respect each other and they are respecting Jesus Christ, then the children are in a better position to be healthy. That is the thing. Because whatever system the family life is seen to be, it is generated by the husband and wife who originally are those who form the group. So my dear people of God, children, if they must love, they will learn from their children. Children, if they must be sincere and ready to serve humankind, it is from the family they will do it. So if your family is a selfish family, you give birth to children family. And when eventually they have access to government places, they create a selfish society. And before you know it, the society cannot be run well. Take note, engineers will come from your family. Doctors will come from your family. Governor will come from your family. President will come from your family. So every human being you see in the society must come from the family. And that is why the family must be prepared to do what? Give the right foundation to whoever that comes up from the family life. That is the way it is. May God bless you.